That's John Paul. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and play Guinevere and Sego.
Okay.
So no Death Scythe. Maybe he's still got it in hand. He's gonna have time to find it with Guinevere, obviously. But we do know what Steph's deck is trying to do. We do know that the Barrier Shadows and the Barrier Shadows and the Death Scythe are really going to slow her down. Jean Paul is playing more wholesome creatures. Just, you know, traditional turn 1 hit you. Turn 1 Guinevere, turn 2 Lancelot. There's the Barrier. Definitely something that is going to be impactful. I'm going to turn these guys up just a little bit too quiet for me, and just talk about what's going on. So the Barrier Shadows, like we said, is very important.
Yeah, that's okay.
Ooh, we got the wall and the bird. It's going to prevent the card draw from happening, and also the bird in general, just a very powerful card in the matchup, able to block Priscia even when she gets flying. Not something you have to deal with. But again, with Steph's deck, you do have Tama, which can shoot it down and just get like pesky chump blockers out of the way. And in addition to that, you have Adam Brawley. When Adam Brawley enters the field over a red Resonator, it's able to deal 400 damage to another target Resonator, and that'll help deal with Guinevere's and Rook Eggs and the birds that can get involved.
No. Play a Sacred Elf, Call Stone. Trigger on the Elf.
Yep.
Play this dude.
I really like the Sacred Elf tricks that you can do with this deck, where you give it swiftness and immediately tap for mana, because now she's on 4 mana on turn 2, and even though she's under Barrier, she's still going to be able to flip next turn.
You can't do that.
What? Oh, because Barrier, you're right. Oh, crap. Okay.
So Steph is already down to 1 card in hand.
I will just...
Wait, Steph can still sack the bird if she wants to
flip mana. Just can't.
Yeah. Barrier's so annoying. I can't believe you have a main deck Barrier.
So what Steph can do, I don't know if they're catching this, you don't have to tap Leviathan to untap it. You can just banish a Resonator to untap Leviathan, even though Leviathan is already recovered, and you only need to pay 1 for Barrier. But it doesn't appear that Steph or Jean-Paul is aware of that loophole. But it's Steph probably doesn't want to pay the mana anyway. She might be holding another Wall of Wind or a Lightning Strike or something. So we'll see what happens.
1 card in hand.
But with all this mana that she's representing...
Not a Wall of Wind?
You got it.
But with all this mana she's producing, she should be able to get in for a decent amount of damage. The question is, Jean-Paul's already got the Barrier, turns out. Does he also have the Death Scythe? Because if he does have the Death Scythe, then he's going to be able to completely shut down stuff. She'll have to flip, wait a turn, then attack next turn, and then her Goddard will still cost more. If he's able to find more Barrier Shadows off of this Guinevere, it'll become more of a problem. There's a lot of things that could happen, and instead he's going to play Lancelot and Call a Stone.
Both triggers on Lance.
It's going to give Lancelot flying here.
I have 1 card in hand, so swing 6 to face.
It's going at face. Steph's going to take it. Wants to preserve the birds, and again, this is mostly because of the types of Adam Brawley plays and Drake plays, where she needs to have as many Resonators on board as possible, so that they can all die in 1 turn and fuel Drake costing less mana.
Draw phase, I will sack my bird to my Leviathan.
That's okay.
That's what she's doing. Okay, they did know that.
Oh, I can't tap it. This is so annoying.
You can untap it, but you don't get the trigger, like the tap trigger.
Yeah. I'll draw for the bird.
So she's actually not... She's choosing to draw for the bird instead of choosing the extra damage by tapping Leviathan. That tells you that she's probably not trying to go off this turn because she doesn't have the free Leviathan sack outlet. Her hand probably isn't super scary. I think she still has to flip this turn. Like, she has enough mana to do it. It'll cost 3 when she tricks the stone.
1 in the air.
She can actually get a God Art and a flip off this turn because she'll have enough mana. That'll completely tap her out.
Judge for 3, you attack, you have 3 mana.
And,
I'll float a green to use it to sack the elf. I'll float a green to use it to sack the elf. I'll any mana to sack the bird, draw a card.
She's just playing a Drake here.
Play Drake.
Where do you get the any mana from?
What? The elves tap for themselves. So the elves tap to use Leviathan. And then
the Leviathan on the bird.
The last blasting waves was the first blasting waves was the bird, and then the reincarnation was the bird.
So she tapped elf sack itself, bird before untap,
And,
and then blasting us a bird, and this is going to be a
and
drake.
then I will call stone.
I'm just going to call a stone to give us swiftness and flying and attack.
Trigger on the drake.
I don't.
And I will.
I'm not sure I'm happy with that though, to be honest. I feel like she just sacked off her entire board to deal 12 when.
That's okay.
I guess she's trying to set up lethal next turn, but now she can't flip Goddard. Because
I don't get why, but that's okay.
Yeah, Jean-Paul's as confused as I am.
You're just dead.
Am I?
I flip, I hit for 36.
14, 16. Oh, you're right. I'm stupid.
Like, unless you have a barrier here. Or
yeah.
something.
No, that's fine. You're right.
I don't.
I just did math wrong.
Maybe she has another bird.
I actually had game regardless, but this was just free.
Yeah.
I could have.
Yeah, I mean, you probably had game regardless. Yeah.
Would have buffed Lancelot to 10, attack with him, shoot the Drake, sack him in response to his Guinevere trigger, lightning strike the Drake to death, and then swing for 40.
Oh yeah.
Same
The swing for 40 was the.
I don't know. So Steph's other play, right, is is
hey,
J
Ryan,
activate.
Can you in the game?
What's going on?
There you go. Never mind.
Oh, you got it. All right, so that's game 1.
Yeah. He got game 1. Yeah.
All right. So my play, while we're in between games here, is I thought that
somewhat anticlimactic, but yeah.
We should have. Yeah. I thought that.
I kind of have a janky sideboard, so that's kind of awkward. Should have probably board made a real sideboard and not just 15 cards together. But,
1 second. I'm so bad at math, dude. Beep beep. All right, cool. So my thought process, just to kind of like get this out here, I'm gonna mute them real quick because I'm blowing my mind. You tap Sacred Elf, Stone, flip for 3, right? You flicker to Stone. You now have 2 mana, right? And then you attack for 10. You flicker a Stone again, and you float the mana. So now you have 3 mana. So you can Goddard for 3. That lets you hit for 10 immediately. It lets you hit for 2 in the air with your birds. Let's say you don't Leviathan before untap. Instead, you tap Leviathan, so you actually take for 12. That's 12. And then 2 in the air with the birds, that's 14. And then you would get to attack again. So really, she just needs like an Adam Umbrella to be able to play the Drake, and she wins. But if she didn't have Adam Umbrella, then there's like nothing she can do. So that's only 14 plus 14. Sorry, 12 plus 12 plus 2. It's only 30. So yeah, she just dies there too if she doesn't have Adam Umbrella. This is the issue. And obviously she didn't because she would have done that instead of paying mana to sack.
What were you saying, Ryan?
Oh, I accidentally unmuted myself when I was trying to talk about the game. So
you're good. Extremely interesting turn 3 lethal. Turn 4.
Yeah, this is like the worst meta ever.
So that was my thought process, and it's completely dependent on her cards at hand. But I don't think she had a way to do anything either way.
I'll go first, by the way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Steph. So game 1 goes to John. Oh, plus the energize, yeah.
I will mull 1.
I'm gonna take 3.
You can always do instead of sending back a stone, you can energize to send back energize to Goddard and then send back a bird so that you can try and get a cool guy at the top.
Oh,
that's spicy. I like that. I like the way you think, Sarah. Turn 1 black again. Is it going to be? Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Steph's not happy about seeing these barrier shadows.
Alright, I'll draw for turn.
Yeah, if you hit Drake off the top when you do that with the bird, you just win the game. You have 40.
Possible. It's all about skill.
So Steph has to fight through this barrier of shadows properly.
Exactly, right?
So does she have the double Sacred Elf? No, it's going to be a Tama.
Yeah, that's okay.
Can you put John Paul? Oh, sorry about that. Absolutely. I'm a dummy.
Switch next to Tama.
You have to sneeze real quick. Do it, Paul.
Swing for 2.
Alright. So that's
play Tama.
Yeah.
We got in for 2 damage. Excellent. Slays of 38. And not a lot of
root egg, and I'll pass.
This is a good solid board full of just like meat, so that when we do get to the stage where she's able to flip Goddard, I think she needs to start with 4 mana,
Tap
right?
out.
And then she
And
can
tap
do it.
out.
So she's at 3 right now. So next turn she calls a stone, and then one more turn she's able to flip and got her in the same turn. Because you need 4 base and then
I have to do this.
one from this flip,
Right.
one from the attack. Oh wow, flanking shout, energize.
Okay.
That's gonna
no
be
way I can do
painful.
this.
Definitely not something
Yeah.
that Steph wants to see. That's a pretty
That's
good draw.
For
Yeah,
that,
she's
that
just
is
like,
kinda trigger.
Yep.
doesn't even have the Levitine. Doesn't have. I think she could board in Heavenly Gust here.
And now I draw
Okay.
Chaos Dragon next turn because I did against Alex too. Almost done.
She can board in Heavenly Gust, but she missed green on turn 2, so she can't. Literally the only card in her deck is not green.
Face.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would have gone for the
30
Heavenly Gust
Good
anyway.
enough.
Maybe she waits for it.
Um.
But now
let's
that's the
play
Energize.
Evidence I go.
It's going to be a lot of damage coming at Steph next turn if she
Okay.
can't put up something to deal with that. Hopefully she has a. Hopefully she has a bird that she can throw out. A bird would protect her a little bit from the Prisia. The ruler, not the card. There's too many Prisias in this game, man. I don't know. So let's listen. See what they're thinking. Steph is uncharacteristically quiet, which is not a good sign. I think that Jeremy would much prefer to play against Jean Paul. I think that Jeremy's deck is a lot better against the slower barrier shadows rearing laws kind of thing, whereas against Steph, Steph can just kind of explode out of nowhere and just go off. But again, it is like the turn
You
2
hit-
Moonbeam.
Starting at 28 plus the 7.
Steph thinking out loud to her opponent,
If
trying
I
to
draw
run
already
off
a
like-
stone, you're dead.
Yeah.
Jean Paul has no qualms about telling
Yeah,
his
and you get
opponent
2 triggers for
how
it.
dead he is.
Yeah, I deal 12 with Prussia, and then I hit for 16 twice. If you don't play
Alright.
anything.
Well, I'll be somewhat smart then. I'll just play the bird. Also,
Yeah, that's okay.
So we move the bird to protect from a decent chunk of damage, which is important.
play an egg.
Prisia, the Resonator, can target attack the
And
bird to
I
allow
will
flying
attack
Prisia to
you.
deal more damage.
That's an interesting one.
Actually, how do you do
I will
this?
lose Levitain.
He can J-activate,
I will
flicker a stone,
tap
give Prisia flying, target attack.
this.
I don't know. No, he won't be able to Goddard then. If he has a second Leviathan, he can do some dumb stuff.
If I flip and attack twice with it, like that,
Yeah, Lightning Strike also.
the hit is getting eaten by the guy. You're 12, so you are on what? 21.
Yeah.
So I can't kill you. That's unfortunate.
John Paul telling his opponent that he can't kill her. There is still a mana open from Steph,
16 here.
but her deck is pretty fat
28.
because of the Adam Brothers and Dregs. So it could just be
Pretty good.
one of those. It could also be a Lightning Strike threaten. Could be Rapid Growth as we've seen before. And we'll have to just wait and
Pretty
find
sure I
out.
still have to do this.
Yep.
Shuffle the stone.
Sure.
Hits a red green.
Card.
Okay.
You got it.
And then swing with it.
Yep.
Load green. Shuffle the stone.
Sure.
Draw a card.
Sure.
And then Gollard.
Okay.
So this is where she
block
blocks.
the Prisha with the
Yeah.
bird.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
It's untapped.
Yeah. That was the point of the bird, was so that he
Draw a
wouldn't,
card.
she wouldn't get lethal.
Yeah.
She's gonna draw for that, and now Jean Paul's representing
Then I
12,
will
19 damage.
Swing at your face for 7.
I'll Gale Force it.
That's a play.
Yep. It has flying because of the Prisia got her.
Second
So
to Levitain.
Gale Force will go ahead and take that down.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
And that'll put another 2 damage. So Steph will take 5 for
And you're on 28.
the 5 from
33.
Prisia.
You still take 5 from
I didn't
Prussia.
take. Oh, from dying. Yeah, you're right.
And then I swing again. I will shuffle this. Which stone do I shuffle actually? Probably this one.
He's already got the barrier shadow, so yeah.
Nice. And
He's already been through like 2 other stones.
16.
He can actually remember what cards are on the bottom of his deck. That'll help him like later in the game. I don't think he's going to call as many stones where it's relevant, but
now what?
definitely wants more green mana.
To spend any mana this turn to get rid of whatever I play. You can't.
She's still under Barrier of Shadows.
So
She can't do anything with God Art.
I think bird it is.
Oh my god, the bird. No, that's a red. That's black stone.
Draw for turn.
Hey, back up, guys. You have a black stone. You can't play the Divine Beast.
My bad.
All good. No rerunning laws this time.
Yeah, then Maribel and Sego.
Yeah, that's fine. I already drew for turn, so.
My bad.
Sometimes I pay attention.
I was like, yeah, I can play whatever, and then I realized I should probably play the bird instead of whatever, and I can't do that.
No, it's completely fine. I just wanted to make sure you knew before so I didn't. You didn't.
Right,
I wasn't drawing your card.
Steph has to like push a bunch of damage. So the Maribel makes it so that she can't even play Leviton. That's so good. Sean Paul is a fucking master, dude. He's got all the text to the anti-Priscia. So if you want to beat the mirror, take notes, boys. Just take notes.
This is interesting.
Jean-Paul like had this deck on lock, and yeah, it's hopefully that like the most interesting scenario here would be if Jeremy wins, and like I don't know if Jeremy. I think this deck is really bad against like Jeremy's deck because it's got so many mainboard outs to nothing. Like it just has Barrier of Shadows does nothing against Jeremy. Maribel does nothing against Jeremy. Death Scythe does nothing against Jeremy. Like all these dead cards. But it's still Priscia, so it's just aggro. And it's again, like how soon does Jeremy find the Moonbeam? How many Moonbeam does he play? How many Rune of Soul does he play? Things like that. So I think that Roger...
Really, really annoying.
I think,
so
in my mind...
Say you're on 12.
Based on the matchups, right?
You're on 5, so I can lightning strike your face.
Apollo.
That's true, yeah, right?
Yeah, this barrier means that Steph can't get enough time to Goddard.
Oh.
It was the Heavenly Gust.
Kill that Apollo.
That's fine.
And sack for Imperishable.
Yep. I'll call it.
Steph loses now, right?
Yeah.
Give the Rook Egg, Flying, and Swiftness.
Obviously trigger on the egg, and then...
Oh, man.
Play this bird.
Bird is good. Bird will keep her alive another turn.
And then play Lave, and I'm going to pass.
How do I win now? How do I win now?
This is good. This is going to give Steph so much time. Holy moly.
All went to shit really, really fast.
He's still got 6 cards in hand, and he has 3 mana this turn.
Rewriting laws.
Priscia's not flying? Yeah, no, so he can block a Rook Egg, he can block a Bird. Like, just another blocker was what she really needed to make sure that, like...
I'm gonna call a stone.
He's calling stones, he's not even attacking. He knows that he needs to stop this race. That's fine. She's at 12?
But you're tapped out at least, so... Okay. I will...
This is actually great. She should search with Rook Egg for...
Shouldn't matter, I skillfully top deck my 1 copy of Altea Dragon.
I will, Wait, you got an Altea Dragon? Really?
Yeah, I top deck
if
my
you just
1
show
copy.
it, I don't care. Oh, yeah, okay, good game.
Oh my goodness!
Damn.
What is that?
Yeah, I really just needed to top deck any 2 damage with Rewriting Laws to find game.
Let me see what I would have had, because I would have gotten a Rook Egg.
I'm pretty sure Steph wins next turn.
Obviously, it didn't matter.
Like 100% of the time, Steph wins next
I
turn.
didn't need to draw the Altea, you were dead anyways. Oh no, I can't attack.
You don't have any will, so I could have...
Yeah, I just realized I can't actually play Flame King Shot and attack on the same turn.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I would have been able to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just...
I would have actually. I would have killed you next turn, because I would have had... I had a Elf, Egg, Brawly to sack both, and then sack the Brawly, and then play Drake on 2.
Oh yeah, no, Brawly...
Hit with 14.
So, like, Leviton, Priscia, Drake by itself is lethal.
Okay, well, good game.
Yeah,
Wow.
was,